Okay, right. This is a quick guide to recording. Okay, this is a quick guide to signing up for Prezi and just a few little tips of how to use it and things. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I'm using a Mac OS at the moment, but it works exactly the same on Windows. What I would say is, though, it works much better from Google Chrome. So if there's any way you can get a hold of a copy of Google Chrome, if you haven't already got it, it does work a lot better with Google Chrome. So it's https prezi.com. Now there is a paid for version of this. I think I pay about £12 a month for it, but I use the free one when I'm sending things out, because I've got two separate accounts. So what I'll do is I'll run through signing up for the free one today. So what you're going to do is we can log in with Google. And you can use your college account, which is your Christopher, your name at sunderlandcollege.ac.uk, and your password from that. So okay, sorry, so let's carry on from where we left off. So you'll be confronted with this screen here, which you'll be quite forgiven to think that you've got to pay for some of it, but actually if you look up the top here, you can go along to basic and click continue. That'll give you the totally free account. You can go through and just set it up as you would. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this bit here, because you only see this the first time you set up, and really you're going to be opening this up and doing multiple things. So I'll skip this completely, and what you can do is you essentially choose a template to set up with. So I've done a couple of them. This one here I set up with the example. So do you know the link that was set out to the semiconductors lesson? I sent an example out. It was built with this one. You can change the backgrounds and things and make it look all nice. You are limited to what you can use on the free account. I'm not going to lie, this is pretty much the ones you can use. But once you've picked a nice template and you've got it customized for you, you can just keep repeating the same template over and over again and just adding different information. So this is what it'll look like. It'll give you a little view of the transition. So you'll get your main lesson title there. You can put your lesson objectives there, and you can start with your maybe a little initial assessment or initial test or whatever. Then move on and present some new information, and etc, etc. So we're going to use this template first of all. I'm going to call this we'll call this diodes. Now what I would say is there's two ways of doing this. You can leave it to be shared with only people you share the link with, or I like to share with anybody on the web, simply because there's some times I've gone into lessons where things have gone wrong. I've had to cover a lesson for somebody and I wasn't expecting it, and you can do a quick search on Prezi for stuff that other people have made, and it's really, really nice in that way that it leaves you to use other people's resources for free. So I think, if you're taking, you might as well give back, but it's totally up to you. There is a quick guide to how Prezi works, but you don't really need to see that, and it's just generating your thing. So it's exactly the same as PowerPoint. You've got your list of slides down the side here, and you've got the current slide that you're working with on the front. So let's have a little look-see. So we're going to do a lesson on diodes today. So I'm going to change this to probably, I don't know, the unit, the title, and then diodes. Then if you right click it's exactly the same as using PowerPoint really, except it's browser based and a little bit more intuitive, and I think it looks loads better. If you right click and click a new topic, what you'll want is you get a choice between stacking them on top of each other, which I don't think looks as nice, or you can use the planet approach, which is my preferred method because it looks really good on the thing. Maybe move it over there somewhere. So this is your title card. This is going to be your lesson objectives. Critically evaluated. Evaluate them both. So from there we can zoom out and give this a title. So this is going to be your objectives. We can make our text smaller by clicking that button there. Highlight that. There we go. And inside of the lesson objectives, we've got our lesson objectives there, so it'll zoom back out of that. To get back to our original overview, just click overview at the top. And then what you want is, you want a new topic. Again, do a little planet, and it will show you the order by putting arrows on for which way you're going to go. You can change these arrows as well around simply by changing the order, the number on here. So for this one here, I'm going to do a little starter activity. I keep forgetting on the Mac it doesn't. Little starter activity. Then we'll zoom into that, and then we'll have a quick quiz. Etc. etc. Then from there, once you're in that one, you can then, if we go back to the overview, on your starter, you can then create a new subtopic from that, which means that it'll go on the side. Again, you want a planet, so it'll go on the side, and this could be your presenting new information, for instance. Just make that really small. And once you've done that, I want to do a little test just to make sure that they know what they've learned. So I'm going to insert a new subtopic. Again, a little planet. Which will go down the side there. And again, it shows you the order that you'll go in by putting 1 and 2 at the end. So that's going to be some form of assessment. Again, you can change all the fonts and everything, font sizes and things that you want as you go on. You can even add things like subtitles and things underneath and make it look all nice. So I'm going to do a quick quiz. I'm going to present some new information. I'm going to do a quick assessment on that information, and then I'm going to do some feedback on that. So where are we? So right click again. You want a new subtopic and you want it as a planet. Again, you can have it as a stack if you want, and again, this shows you the order that will go in. So we'll do this one, then this one, then this one, and then if you add extra planets on this one, it'll go to number 1, do all the extra planets in number 1, zoom back out, go to number 2, do all the extra planets in number 2, zoom back out, and go to number 3. So this is going to be our assessment. No, sorry, it's not. It's going to be feedback. I'll just make that fit by highlighting the whole thing. And I'll just quickly show you how to add. So for instance, we'll zoom in on that one by double clicking. And if I want to, I can add another subtopic on that one. So we'll add another subtopic on that one. I want a little planet, which will go on the side. Diodes. And then I want another subtopic there. Oh, there. Then click down with diodes. Done that, and this gives you the full layout. So this gives you the title card, so you can just keep zooming in. So go back into diodes, and away we go. So we can zoom out there, and then something in the other. Just okay. So we zoom out again. And I'll show you what that looks like when we present. So if we go right back to the beginning, this will give you the unit title. This is the order that will go in. We know that from the beginning. So if we click on that, it'll show us the order that will go in. Again, you can change this simply by changing the style and the style presets. But if I want to present now, if you want to see what it looks like for yourself, go up to present, and it'll go full screen. And all you need to do is just make sure it's at the beginning. Actually, you just press as you would with PowerPoint. Let's make it full screen. So if you had a microphone at this point here, you could make it full screen. Download a free screen recording app. I'm going to send a little email around later with some ones I'd recommend. I use the one built into the Mac OS, but I realise quite a lot of you are using Windows and needs a separate app. So I'll show you how to do that. Or you could contact Gerard for that. Actually, you've probably got some good ideas on how to screen record with voice. Anyway, so I'm presenting my information. I'm saying, right, okay, guys, today we're going to look at some diodes. I'm going to go through some less objectives, and then I've got a starter activity for you. So this is my the lesson today. This is, maybe put your big picture here or something, and it'll zoom into each one of these, and then once it's gone through that whole thing, it'll zoom back out again. Then it goes to the lesson objectives. So go to lesson objectives. You recall, describe, critically evaluate. There's no extra planets on that one. Notice there's no extra planets on the side here. So it'll just look at that one and go straight back. And then the next thing is going to look at our starter. We'll do a quick quiz. You might even want a little planet on here with the answers to the quiz, so you can zoom in and see those. But in this case here, it's going to go straight into your information. Yes, here's my lesson. You go down a rabbit hole, make more planets on planets on planets, and then eventually you're finished with that. It'll go on to the next planet, and the next planet which I haven't designed, and then back to the beginning. So that's how you create the Prezi itself. So let's go out of presenter view. So down at the bottom here, you just click in, and say we are done with that. So what I want to do is I want to go to my presentations. It'll automatically save. You don't have to save it anywhere. And here it is as diodes. Now it'll take a little while to update with the background and things because it is being processed on a server somewhere. But what you can do is you can I don't think you can do that on the free version, actually. You've got to. What I do is I do screenshots of each page and just stick them onto a PowerPoint if I'm going to share them with the students that way. It's more about the sharing, the share view link. That's what you want. You want to create a new link, and what you can do is you can set up individual students if you want, so you can see when they've seen these links. So I might want to say, I don't know, Chris Lindridge, create a link, and I copy that link and I send that to Chris Lindridge. And then what I can do is you can see who's viewed what link, depending on again, that's a paid for. Sorry, I do apologise. I've got the paid for version. You can't actually track them on the free version, but you can send individual links. So you could say this is Unit 19 Electronics, and if you spell it right, that would be even better. And then you just want to copy that link, and then you're going to send it to a student. So you will send it in an email to a student. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log out of Prezi. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to go to Safari, and I'm going to put my link in there as if I'm a student that's just got this link, and I'm going to pop it in there like that, and I'm going to go to that link. Now, that student will get your name there. It says Infinite Monkeys, that's because that's the name of my YouTube account, but it'll actually have your name there because you've signed in with your work account. It'll be when it was created, so it'll keep a backlog, and then the student can just go through and start looking through the slides themselves. They can't edit it, they can't do anything. All they can do, they can make it full screen if they want by clicking the full screen button, or they can just click through like that and go through exactly as you've set up in the same order, and away you go. Now this works on mobile phone devices, it works on tablets, it works. I even tried this on my LG Smart TV, and I was able to play these Prezis. It was a little bit slow, but I was able to play them on my Smart TV from a link. So they've got no excuse that they can't see this, and they've got no excuse that they can't use this. If they've got a mobile phone, and let's face it, they all have them out in class, so they've all got them, there's somewhere or somehow that they can view this whilst in lockdown. Now, what I do like to do is I like to do myself personally. I make a Prezi to send to the students so they can look through it, but then I also do a lesson where I screen record over the top. Again, I've just mentioned that before. It's something I'm going to send to you. But what I will do is I will make that as a separate video this afternoon, and I'll send that on to you, so you've got a copy, and anybody else who wants to see it as well. But there we go. So we've got the it comes to the end and it goes back there, and it's just a nice neat package. It's there, the student can't alter it, they can share the link with other people, they can view it on multiple devices, but they can't then do any sort of damage. There we go. So I'll pop a link below to the YouTube where I'll show you what it looks like on the mobile view, which I've also sent out as an email, and hopefully that's some help to you. If there's anything specific you'd like to know, if you could drop me a message underneath this video or send me an email on my email address, which you've all hopefully got. Okay, thank you very much guys, cheers, bye.